Hello, and welcome to Mr. Gulick's Meet the Teacher Night video. So my name is obviously Mr. Gulick. This year I'll be teaching the Traditional Algebra 3 course, the Honors Algebra 3 course, and the Honors Trigonometry and Precalculus course. I've been here at Notre Dame Prep for over 10 years, so some of you may have had other students that have had me before or have heard of me before. So it's been here for a while doing this. What I'm going to talk about here in this video is a little bit about how this course is set up and how the course is going to run. So the first thing I want to talk about is the PowerSchool page. So for each class that I'm teaching, the PowerSchool page has a link to the course. So for example, if we look at the Algebra 3-4 course, every course is kind of set up the exact same way though. The first page that they'll see is like the bulletin board for the class. So you'll be able to see the weekly agenda, the plan of what we're going to do each day that week, at least a tentative plan. My contact information, a link to the syllabus that we'll talk about a little bit later. Any important dates, so if there's assignments or things due that week, those are going to pop up here. If you're absent or learning from home, there's the link to the Zoom meeting that we'll have daily for class, so anybody that's absent or learning from home can view the class live with that Zoom meeting. And my office hours, and if there were any announcements for the class, which I haven't made any yet, those would populate there also. Also, you'll see a resources tab, and depending on which hour you're in, it'll just have the resource tab for that hour, but since I'm the teacher, I can see them both right there. You'll have a link to the online textbook for the course. We have links for the course, so these are about 2 pieces of software that are free, that are optional to use, but could be helpful in the course. And then a link to the setting up the OneNote notebook for the course. So one of the ways that we're going to be, and we'll talk more about that in a second, actually, let's not do that yet. And then you'll see that I haven't yet published these, but then we'll have a page for each of the chapters that we're going to cover where we'll put my lecture notes and then a video of the lecture. I'm going to record every lecture and post my lecture notes in the corresponding place. So if I go to chapter 1, I would be posting my videos for the lectures in these locations, or if there's any relevant materials or anything else would go there. So we're going to do that. Every student is going to have a OneNote notebook. So if you opened up OneNote, in the drop down, they're going to have a notebook for the course that they're teaching. So there's a couple of sections to this notebook. So they're going to have collaboration space. So if they're working on something with another student, they would have those pages there. There's a content library, and you'll see that I've already, for this class, started to put some content in there. And these are just pages from the online book of things we're going to cover. And this is obviously zoomed way out, but you can zoom way in, and the resolution is quite good. It's very readable. They'll also have the option to download those things through PowerSchool on their own and print them to have a physical copy if that's easier for them. So there's that space, and I'll put my lecture notes there as well. This Teachers Only tab is for me only. And then as the students set this up, I'll have a tab for each of the students. So if I click on that student's name, they'll have the same options here, plus a homework tab in which they're going to load their homework assignments. So let's talk a little bit about the syllabus, and we'll talk some more about the homework assignments and things like that. So every class has a syllabus, and we'll just take a look at the syllabus in general, but you saw where the syllabus was on the PowerSchool page. You should also have seen this already, because your student, one of the assignments they had was a sign a syllabus sign-in sheet. So they should have shown you the syllabus and asked you to sign something. And that would have been due prior to this parent night meeting. So things to point out here, I'm not going to read through every single point because, well, it's written here in English and you can read it at your leisure. But I just want to point out a couple of things. So for all of these courses that I'm teaching, a graphing calculator is required. My recommendation is like a TI-83 or better. So if you find something like this is a TI-84, they run, between $100 and $150 is kind of the price range on these things. Many of you may already have one of these things, but this is a requirement for the course, and you do need to have one. The sooner the better. We're also going to need a functioning stylus for their tablet. So when you got your tablet, everybody was issued a stylus, something that looks like this. Some of the students may have lost them. Their batteries may be dead. They may have misplaced it. We need to have a functioning stylus for this course. We're going to do things where I'm going to require them to write in OneNote and turn things in on OneNote. So they are going to need to have a functioning stylus so that they're able to do that. Next thing up I want to talk about, so the homework or the assignments for this class are going to be composed of tests, homework quizzes, and homework assignments. And some of the percentages are different for the different classes. So if you're in the honors or the regular Algebra 3 class, the percentages are different than in the honors class, and so on and so forth. So don't be focusing on the numbers there. You'll have to look at your own specific syllabus. But I want to talk a little bit about the format. So the homework assignments, you'll get daily homework assignments, but they're not going to be due until Sunday midnight. So you have assignments on Monday and like Wednesday and then Friday. And then the due date for those 3 assignments for that week would be Sunday midnight, where you're going to make sure that you've loaded them onto their OneNote. And again, we'll go through all of how to do that with the students in class, but that's the way the homework's going to get turned in. The homework quizzes are going to be something that's done and turned in class. So this is be an in-class assignment, and this is one of those cases where they're going to use their stylus and do that assignment in OneNote, and then turn it in OneNote as well. Or maybe through PowerSchool. I haven't decided how I'm going to do that quite yet. And then their tests would be done standard in-class test. Those of the students that are learning synchronously will meet with them individually before the test and talk a little bit about the test format there, as might be a little bit different since they're learning from home. The next thing I wanted to talk about is the fact that in this class, all of the lectures, like you're seeing this video now, and you've seen my screen capture, and you can see everything I'm doing on the screen. All of my lectures are going to be done on OneNote, so all of my lectures I can record, just like I'm recording this, and they'll all get posted to PowerSchool. So even if you were in class and you zoned out or you missed something or you're going to work on some homework assignment and you're not quite sure what's going on, you're like, man, what did we do in class today? And you can go back and look at the notes and you can look at the video, and should make things much easier to kind of keep up on. So that's the major points that I wanted to talk about. Again, please, if you have questions, to look through the syllabus, or you can contact me directly. Remember, my contact information you can find on the bulletin board on our PowerSchool page if you need to get a hold of me. So have a nice night, and we'll have a great school year.